Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning where I do what I do for you. I got a nice lesson for you today, so let's get it started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where I'm going with that? So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I could help you with that. That's also what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here too. Wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and always to Mayat. Be true. And we dealing in the Mayat philosophy where I just broke the page out from my lessons I did back when I was teaching classes. A little pamphlet here. I got a page and a half, or not half a page, but something quick. But the concept is, the right thinkers, let's talk about purity of the heart. How? By not expecting a fee or reward for said actions. What you mean? Everybody know. If you dealing with a deal maker, you ain't dealing with your higher self. You don't make deals. See where I'm going with that one? So understand this, right thinkers. In performing your actions, never seek an external reward. Money, favors, hearty thank you, appreciate, that should be enough if you're doing it from the heart. If you're doing it with an agenda, need I say more? But always feel, if you're doing the right thing, that you are performing an action for who? Your divine self. An effort to purify what? Your heart of what? Egoistic feelings and desires. That's what. When you do things for the right reason, that's my philosophy, that's our practice. No, I'm not perfect. Oh, you don't do that wrong. No, don't get it twisted. I follow a philosophy that I set for myself to keep myself where I need to be at all times. Respectful, mindful, and on point. That's all. Nothing special. Ain't got to be no open. No. I ain't got to run around telling anybody I serve God. I'm on a mission for God. I want to make everybody know themselves. I got a platform. I can express that in my lessons that I give you daily. Okay? But external expectations means you had an agenda. Bribery, some people can call that as taking a bribe. If you do something for them and all of a sudden they owe you, that's not the right way to do it. If it's done from the heart, you should not expect nothing from it but a thank you. If you have expectations and rewards for your actions are always bound to be what? Fleeting and cannot be counted on. Why? You flighty. Yeah. If it suits your fancy, if it's something in it for you, if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not, let them know. Simple as that. Be honest. That's all that is. Just, hey, my man, I need you to do so I can't do that. Or I don't do that. Simple as that. I'm a grown man. I speak for myself. But when you get caught up in doing this because you want that, slippery slope. Okay. But therefore, if you base, watch this, your happiness or good things on something that is fleeting, what? You are basing it on an illusion, which will what? Will certainly lead to, you ready for this one? Disappointment and unrest. If you're anticipating something from somebody because you lent them some money, simple, well, I lent you, and they're going to pay you X amount of money back with interest. You expect them to get that. When they don't, you're disappointed. And now you're thinking of ways, you're agitated. See where that's going with? So whenever you do something, be prepared for the consequences of that action. Because if you do it with intent, it might not always work out for you. That's why they tell you always end up disappointed. But remember the definition of reality. In case you didn't, watch this. Reality is that which is unchanging. Truth, God, goal, love, those things don't change. Seek deep where? Within you for what is unchanging. That's God. Regardless of what? Any external situations. We call them adversities. When something bad happened, first thing you want to do, what I do to cause this, what I did, oh, come on. Sometimes it just happened. And if you maintain and do what you profess to do, everything will be fine. Moving on. That's how God works. Not through I need God to really know. No. If it's right and just, you'll get your just due. And you have to, if you seeking for external witnessing, seek for the eternal witnessing self within you, who is what? Separate from what? The thoughts and the transitory situations of the external world. Everything you need is inside you. Anything on the outside world, it might bring you a little joy, but it's not going to help you be your best you. Understand that. And if you look for those things to do that, you're going to reincarnate. You're not going to learn. You won't ever master oneself. Why? Because you're suffering. You're giving it to your ego self, which is your lower nature. But understand this. Perform your actions, not nobody else, yours, well, but do not become attached to them as sources of your happiness. This physical world is temporary. You're only going to be here for so long. So don't fall in love with it. Why? Because you're going to be leaving. Remember the Bible, basic instruction before leaving earth? I'm giving you that. Why? If you follow and learn thyself, you won't leave. Your body will stay here, but you believing in going back. If not, you'll be back here on earth. They call reincarnation. But watch this quick lesson, quick phrase from Mayat. They who revere Mayat, and I do it every day, so are long-lived. They who are covetous and ignorant of themselves, aka unmayat, have no tomb. That means you're going to be dropped from society, just no heard of, just that's it. Yeah, death. Death meaning no more. Okay, and if you live in that life, the body will no more, but the spirit gonna come back. It don't die. That's the concept. And if you follow my philosophy, you'll understand. Watch this. Because in reality, it is the soul where within you that gives meaning and worth to what? All externalities. Haru. That's our spirit that's in us. It's from God, aka the Son of God. Man is sons and daughters of God. So therefore, your soul, again, which is God, is the source of all understanding. But that's this heart, mind. You had to become conscious. He gave you this to do just that, to become conscious of yourself and what? Meaning, source inside you of all understanding, meaning and awareness, knowing thyself. The soul is full of what? Immense happiness. We call it bliss, ecstasy, whatever makes you feel good, okay? Euphoria, whatever. But that's all internal. And you can discover what? There you go. This inner peace. That's my goal, to get you to do just that. And watch this. And happiness by what? Inwardly. Inwardly discovering your true self, aka your higher self, God, and not seeking what? Happiness from worldly objects, which is outside of oneself. Again, it's all about you knowing, understanding, and doing what's best for said person, yourself. I only speak for me. Hence, right thinking philosophy is based on my experiences. That's all I can speak from. And seeking happiness and the fulfillment of your physical desires and through your worldly pursuits, through relationships, will only lead to more frustrations and disappointments and more desires. It won't stop. Okay? Your insatiable desire, your ego, can never be satisfied. If you're running through life, living life, trying to satisfy the ego, you're definitely coming back. Why? Because this constant fanning of the waves of the mind, which the thoughts of desires and cravings survive, watch this, in the innermost, again, innermost recesses of what? Our unconscious mind is embedded deep within our astral and causal bodies, meaning the physical body and the internal concept of the body of human beings. Therefore, these deep karmic impressions in the unconscious mind, which remain where after the death of the physical body, and it leads what? Your soul to either astral heaven or hell, in the process of waiting to do what? To a future, for a future embodiment in what? Another physical form, aka reincarnation. So if you don't wake up your knowledge and understanding of oneself to match the heart-mind coherence, know thyself, you're going to recycle. Why? You didn't do what you come here to do. Obviously, that's what we come here to do. Philosophically, metaphorically, allegorically, whatever you want to call it. But when you manifest it, that's the truth. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Last one, see right here, it says, seek purity of the heart through what? Your work, occupation, and your daily activities. See the scales there? That's what it's all about. Balancing out what? Yourself, oneself. And now, watch this. This is my job. Coming here and doing what I'm doing for you is my job. Understand that. So do not disturb a great person. I ain't claiming to be great. I'm striving, I'm shooting for it. Or distract them in their attention when what? They are occupied doing what it is they do for you. Try to understand their task. So that's when they are thus occupied in doing it, they will strip their bodies through love of what they do. That's passion. Love for what I do. I love enlightening you, educating, informing you. I love that. And I got love for this. Watch this. Love for the work, which also I do, brings people closer to God. That fits just what my job I'm looking at to do. As a right thinking philosophy, my job is to get you to God on your terms. And these are what? The people. And anybody who I see doing what I'm doing, I got nothing but respect. I ain't in competition with nobody. I'm serving the Lord. And if you're doing that, we're on the same team. So these are the people who what? Succeed in whatever they do. Some people just good at what they know. They know what they want and they go get it. Simple as that. No distractions. No, my favorite line now is John Henry Clark, no exceptions. I love that. Okay, that's the ancient Egyptian proverb from the Maya philosophy. Now let's talk about this job thing, and I'll be wrapping it up. I see the clock. I got a few minutes. After profound insight, that's what you get when you learn and understand oneself into the teachings of Maya, aka right thinking philosophy, is that you should always strive to perform work to the best of your ability, and that is in harmony with your nature. Being your best self is what You got an abundance, effort, energy, zeal, fervency. You do all of that when you bring that excitement to your job. And if you find a job that brings that, that's the job you want. I was a driver. I drove a UPS truck, and I love doing it. So find what works for you. That's right thing of philosophy. Find what works for you and work it. Sorry, TD Jakes. He ain't no longer around, but I like the phrase. Why? He obviously didn't use it. Moving on. Where we at? Yeah, okay. Now, as an expression of the divine self, which is your higher self, you are endowed with what? Unlimited capabilities, talent, gifted, skills that all you got to do is tap into them, cultivate them, and use them. And you should not allow your fears. You know how I feel about fear. False evidence appearing real. You can be your own worst enemy sometimes with what? With fear of failing. Failure is not an option in life. That's the last thing you want to think about why it's not an option. That's why where I come from, you either had the strong or survive. Only the strong survive. You're weak, you did not survive. It's simple as that. That's lower nature. But if you should not allow your fears or your what? Physical, sexual desires for and others to what? Limit your unfoundment of these energies. Put your loyalty and your goodness in the right place. Ain't nothing worse than a good woman with a bad man or vice versa. But that's draining. It's just draining, exhausting. If y'all not evenly yoked, if y'all ain't compatible going together, one give and one receive, and the other receive, the other give, it won't work. Why? It's going to run out. You must strive to allow yourself, first of all, to gradually develop a sense of what is right for who? You. They teach us right from wrong. Your job is to know right from wrong and then exercise with discretion and discernment what you think is best for you. Understanding that you reap what you sow. What you do, it's going to come back to you. If it's good, it'll come back in blessed form. If it's not, it'll come back in what you deserve, aka karma. Understand that. Watch this. Now, you always must start the but this occurs when, you begin to develop what? Peace and harmony where? Within yourself. If your lower self and your higher self is at war, you ain't at peace. The ego ain't giving in, and the higher self had to do what it has to do. So you constantly going back and forth. Devil, get behind me. Yeah, but I got to constantly keep fighting, put my foot in there to keep me from taking over. Your ego is a good servant, one of the best. Also, he's worse leader. How about that? He's a worse leader than he is a servant. So you keep him in the servitude department and he won't be a problem to you. If you let him master or drive, he's going to cause problems, okay? You will discover which jobs to pursue in life on the basis of what? Your inner desires. What you really want to do as a kid. What you want to be, a doctor, lawyer, we remember all that stuff. But your inner desires will lead you where you need to go in life if you learn how to follow it. Learn early how to listen to your inner voice. I never forget. My mom looked at me and said, I'm so glad you listened. That little voice chokes me up. Then what happened? When you pursue jobs, okay, on the basis of your inner desires, what you truly want to do, rather than what? Than a satisfying superficial desires of your ego self by what? Take the job, what? So what? To make money, to look good, to do all the stuff like that. That's for the wrong reason. And what happened? You want to pursue a job or occupation because of its looks and its glamour or lucrative assets what it bring for making big money. I drove UPS package car. I made good money. It was good money. Put my son through private school. So yeah, if you have a job that you love, also pay good money. But it shouldn't always be about the money. We know money is part of survival, but don't sell yourself short, okay? Or put yourself in an uncompromising position for the money. That's what I'm saying. Ancient Egyptian civilization placed high, there we go, importance on what? Occupation of what? Said individual due to these very reasons. If you're a teacher, You should be teaching. I love teaching. So I ain't gonna go to school. No, I'm gonna be right here. I can teach from right here. I do just fine here. So do what you do, what works for you. Moving on. But many people, watch this, will suffer through life year after year. Why? Because they have made the wrong choices. And you have to live with the choices that you make. That's a fact of life about their chosen profession. If that's not what you wanted to do, or occupation again, and what? You feel stuck and unable to change their lot in life. And that's a you problem. Why? If you put yourself there, you got to get yourself out. They say, we fall down, but we get up. A saint and up with a sinner who what? Fell down and what? Got up. Save yourself. That's what you should do. And if you're in a position like that, get to work on yourself. Trust me. Watch this. Why? Sometimes they are led by their family members, okay, and even mostly their own greed or fear into pursuing occupations for what? All the wrong reasons. What are you doing? Well, my mother wanted me to be. My uncle said I should be. What do you say you should be? Or what do you want to be? We do that early in life. I wanted to be a drug dealer. I wanted to run the street. I wanted to do everything that I did. Why? That's what I wanted to do. If it wasn't in me, that's what I saw. I'm a product of the environment. I'd be the first to tell you that. And now that I'm wiser and smarter, I'm trying to help the environment change this environment. Why? It's not good. It's not producing goodness. It's just repeating same old, and it's not getting better. That's us as a people problem. Take it personal. I do. And watch this. You, as an individual, must understand that if you chose an occupation or a career just to make money, or because you have been told that some particular profession is in demand for said money, etc., you may make some money. Again, if it's about the money, knock yourself out. Add it. But what happened? You will end up being miserable. Money and misery shouldn't go together. If you got money, you're still miserable. That's not good. If I don't have money and miserable, I can see that. But I shouldn't have money and be miserable. Moving on. And you being miserable and what? Most importantly, disappointed with what? With the work that you have chosen and the career that you now in, as well as your life in general. You not happy at work. And it's a trickle-down effect. Relationship, all of a sudden you ain't happy with that. Ain't nothing gonna make you happy. Why? Because you causing the problem amongst yourself. That's called fetters, self-inflicted problems. And a lot of time in life, in your career, what happened? Your career will truly become work. Nobody wants to work. I love working, but I hate to work. Hope you understand that. And guess what? Closing out. It will not be fulfilling. Why? Because you are not doing it out of the kindness of your heart and your understanding and your desires for yourself, not somebody else. That's not the way to go. You purify your heart by doing what's best and right for yourself. Trust me. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I'll be back. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know my right thinkers have passed away. Keep your heart pure. Do the right thing.